Hi everyone, my name is Kyle. I'm here with Makers Mercantile to talk with you about some really exciting news. So this has been months and months and months in the waiting, not really in the making, but in the waiting. We have been desperately excited and impatient for our addiExpress king size machines to show up. And guess what? They're here. Also, the Pro or the smaller size is here as well. But I want to talk to you about each of the machines, give you just a tiny bit of information about kind of what they look like and all that type of stuff. Of course, there's more information in the newsletter about them. But the king size machine, the bigger one, is 46 needles, and it is this size right here. And it has a hand crank, and of course it hand cranks. There is a manual counter on it. There's a place like a little yarn guide, and this is where the yarn goes in. And each of these stitches, as you crank around, each of those little teeth, they take the yarn and pull it down and actually creates a knitted tube of fabric. Or if you flip this little switch right here, there you go, it'll knit one way and then knit the other way. Also inside the box will be 4 little legs to go onto the bottom here. There are some clamps to help clamp this down to a table, which makes it a little more sturdy for your cranking adventures, I guess, cranky adventures. And also the Addi stoppers, which help to work when you're doing flat pieces, working back and forth, and with shaping. There's also a small manual in here to give like a general overview of what the machine does. And then there's a little baggie in here with a little red plastic tapestry needle and a couple replacement needles. On the machine, there's a tiny little hole. Let's see if I can show you. It's right there. And that's where you put the little red tapestry needle. That's what you use for when you are sort of binding off your project. So what can you make? You can make a hat in about 30 minutes. So I have one sitting here that is a reversible hat. And the way that it works is you cast on with one yarn and you knit a long tube. So you've cast on with one yarn, knit a long tube, and about halfway through, change yarns and knit the rest of a tube or another part of a tube about that big. And then you use that tapestry needle to pick up or like sort of put your yarn through all of those live stitches, and you cinch it tight. And then you take one side and stuff it inside the other side, kind of like this. Of course, you weave that end in, or you can take that end and sew one bit to the other. And this becomes a reversible hat, which is really awesome. And it doesn't take any real knitting experience. It just takes a little bit of practice learning how to cast on with the machine. It's really easy. Best kinds of yarn, you know, some kind of fun yarn to use, and 30 minutes of your time. So these are fantastic to make, to donate to people who are in need, those experiencing homelessness. They're fantastic to make for friends and family, of course, as well, and fantastic stash busters. But this is not the only thing you can make with these. Of course, like I said, you can work flat panels as well. So in this book, which came out fairly recently, it's the Essential Guide to Machine Knitting on the addiExpress king size, the one I just showed you. Hannah Mann has also done a whole bunch of different projects, and this book explains how to make 30 different projects, and it goes into great detail the processes of, you know, how to embellish and how to, I'm trying to see if there's a really good picture here to show you. I could have already had that on here, right? Oh, way up in the front. The techniques and all the information on how to do things in the machine, they're all outlined in the book, and it's really awesome. So the book is hardcover, really awesome quality. You can purchase the physical book, or you can get a PDF download and then use it that way as well. But inside that book is this really great little poncho. It's one of the things that you can make in that book using this machine, and you just crank it out pretty quickly. So that is the AdiExpress Kingsize, which, hooray, they are in stock right now. You're able to purchase them. We'll ask you to pay for the product itself. The pricing and everything is on our website. Because the product is over $75, we ship in the contiguous US for free. And so choose that free or economy shipping, I think it says at checkout, and we will cover the cost of shipping to get it to your home. We do require a signature for delivery on this item. Yeah, and that's, I guess, that part of that. If you have trouble or run into issues placing your order, you can give us a call. The phone number is on the website, and we can help you with that. Another thing that's in the newsletter is the addiExpress Hook, which is this one right here. I'm hoping you're going to be able to see that. It is a really wonderful tool that works amazingly well transferring stitches. It does not come with either of the machines, but it's one item that Hannah recommends, I recommend as well, having this, because it's really, it becomes a useful tool when you are doing shaping and that kind of thing and transferring stitches, like I said. So check out the AdiExpress Hook, that's what this is, and grab one of those too if you are so inclined. Other things I wanted to talk about, the Pro. The Pro is the smaller machine, so this is what the Pro looks like. It's very similar to the other. This one happens to have the legs installed, and it's the same kind of cranking motion. There you go, we're cranking and cranking. And if you hit that, well, I did it right at the end, but if you flip that switch, it will knit flat as well, which is really cool. This will make smaller panels. It also works really well for like fingerless mitts and that kind of thing. Another thing that, or another way to use these machines that some people may forget about, turn it this way so you can see the handle, is you can knit panels of fabric out of your yarn, like a feltable yarn, and then throw those panels into the wash and felt them and create sheets of felted material. So if you are a fiber artist and you work in felt, that kind of thing, you can make really fun striped or gradient panels, felt them, and once they're dry, you can needle felt on top of them, cut shapes out of it and sew those together and make felt critters or whatever you want to do. So it is an amazing tool that you can use to add to your knitting powers or your crochet powers. You certainly could knit panels like this and do freeform crochet on top, like textured crochet on top of the surface of the fabric as well. So that's the really big exciting news. I know, I didn't even put a yarn in today's newsletter, but I promise you there will be a yarn in Friday's newsletter. Very excited about what is coming up there. But for those of you who have been waiting for months and months, this is the best news all day. So yeah, we were waiting for a while. They came by boat. It's a long story, it's months and months and months, right? But there were so many of them, they ended up getting separated onto 2 different ships, and some of the machines hung out at the Panama Canal for a while they waited for their friends to gather together. Then they went by boat all the way up to Canada, which is not that far from us. We're just, south of the border, yes, of Canada. So they were in Vancouver for a while, and they were hanging out there until the Seattle port opened up. Thankfully, our port has opened up enough for this container to get, or this ship actually, to get through. We were able to get our machines, and we're so excited to get them out the door to all of our eager customers. So that's it in today's newsletter. Tonight at 5 o'clock Pacific, we're going to be welcoming Darin Hollingsworth, who does these really amazing rocks. They're just everyday normal rocks that he paints and puts really wonderful, encouraging affirmations and quotes and things on, and then leaves them about in his neighborhood for other people to find and enjoy, which I think is really awesome. So we're going to talk to Darin about how we can use a little bit of our time, some rocks we find on the ground, and some paint to help provide hope, I guess, for our friends in our neighborhoods. So that is happening today, 5 o'clock Pacific. I hope you join us there. And if we don't see you there, we will miss you, of course, but we will see you again this coming Friday with our next newsletter, which you will not want to miss. So make sure you check in your email, watch for that to happen on Friday, and we will talk with you then. Until then, stay safe, do something kind for yourself, reach out to your friends and your family, and we will see you then. Bye-bye.